My dearest child, if you've ever believed in signs, in divine timing, in the whispers of angels meant only for your ears, this is that moment. Do not scroll. Do not walk away. This message was not intended for everyone. It was written for the person whose spirit has endured secret battles, whose eyes have carried tears that no one saw, and whose heart has continued to beat even after betrayal. Heaven has been watching over you, protecting you and speaking to you in dreams and strange feelings. And now the veil is being drawn back. This is a confirmation. This is your unveiling, and it begins with a truth that may shock you. Someone close to you has been watching you with envious eyes rather than loving ones. And they're not just watching, they're planning. You felt it, right? That unsettling feeling that something was just off. You get a tingling sensation on your skin when you're around certain people. The way peace appears to vanish the moment you enter your own space. That was not an act of imagination. That was not paranoia. That was discernment. Your soul has been picking up on a frequency that your mind cannot identify. But today, the Spirit of Truth is intervening. God has had enough with the silence. He's breaking the seal, drawing back the curtain, and revealing the source of the unease. A woman, someone you assumed was harmless, perhaps even friendly. But behind that smile was a motive. Behind that wave from across the gate was a spirit who had come to monitor rather than admire. She's not just your neighbor in the earthly sense. Spiritually, she has been standing on the edge of your blessing, hoping to contaminate it with her energy. She resented your laughter. She's witnessed your success and swallowed her resentment while pretending to be kind. She walks past your house not only to stretch her legs, but also to flex her envy. She looks through the blinds, not by accident, but to confirm what she already knows: God is working in your life. That something divine is emerging from your soil. And it offends her. Your light aggravates the shadows she hides in. However, this is where her influence ends. Heaven has sounded the alarm. What she said behind closed doors has now reached angels' ears. What she sent into the air, those quiet curses, those bitter words, is now returning to her, empty and powerless. Because what God has blessed cannot be cursed. Archangel Michael has been stationed near your home. Gabriel documented every injustice. The Lord has counted every tear you shed in confusion as you wondered why your own space did not feel safe. And now, divine justice is being carried out, not in chaos, but in clarity. This message is not about fear. It is about revelation. God isn't showing you this to make you angry, but rather to make you aware. You've been overly trusting and open with a soul that was never meant to enter your sacred space. But it isn't too late. The cover is already being restored. The atmosphere is being cleaned. What was previously hidden is now exposed, not only to your eyes, but also to your spirit. And the moment you accept this truth, you will feel a weight lift, a fog clear, and a sense of power return. That is deliverance. That is divine exposure. You, my child, are not only protected. You were chosen. Anointed. Marked for more. And because you chose to walk in light even when darkness surrounded you, God is granting you elevation. Do not look back. Do not seek vengeance. You will not need to. What she attempted to postpone has already been accelerated. What she whispered to block is now your confirmation. Allow her to watch, because what happens next in your life will not be hidden. It will be a public testimony of how God protects His own, even when the enemy is living next door. Listen carefully, because this is a message of divine promise and protection. You will no longer be watched. Your life will no longer be subject to secret scrutiny. God Himself declares that He is sealing every door, veiling every window in your home, and closing every pair of eyes that have attempted to peer into your life. She, the neighbor who has seen so much but understood so little, has witnessed your difficulties but never recognized your fortitude. She noticed your quiet moments but overlooked the sacred prayers you said in your heart. She witnessed your blessings but never saw the battles fought in silence. She thought she knew your story, but her understanding was limited, incomplete. Now, the tide is turning. When those with malicious intent direct their gaze toward the chosen, a power shift occurs. Every curse they muttered in secret has now come back to haunt them. Every scheme devised in darkness starts to unravel. Every whispered conspiracy that was meant to remain hidden will be revealed by the light of heaven. This is the work of divine justice, or celestial intervention. This is what happens when the righteous are wrongly observed. But there's more to this story. This woman, this watcher, has not just looked on, she has sought to infiltrate your life. She has whispered to others, asked provocative questions, and smiled with care while concealing envy. Her desire was not only to understand your story, but also to compete with it, to compare herself to your life's blessings, visitors, car, routines, and even the joy that escapes in your laughter. She wanted to be you. When she realized she couldn't, she set out to dismantle everything that kept you together. But no force can destroy what God Himself protects. You, beloved, are wrapped in protection and surrounded by angels. Every room you enter is lit with divine fire. Holy warriors guard every corner of your home. When you rest, battles rage in the heavens on your behalf. This is why, no matter what she saw, she could never reach your spirit. She could see from afar but never entered. She could speculate but not manipulate. Even those intrusive glances are now blocked by heaven's hand. God has drawn an unbreakable line, which this neighbor cannot cross. What she sees from now on will not be your life, but the undeniable presence of God intervening to protect you. Understand this, her spying was never really about you. It was a deliberate attempt to quell the power you carry within. The enemy understands that when your spirit reaches full strength, everything around you changes. Your finances start to align. Love flowed freely. Opportunities emerge like doors in the sunlight. If the enemy can disrupt your peace, he will impede your progress. That's why she was placed there. That's why her curiosity turned into obsession. But her time is up. The era of false watchers disguised as friends is coming to an end. The season of secret sabotage is coming to an end. Welcome to the age of revelation. This is the era of justice. The dawning of divine recompense. You may be feeling a deep stirring in your soul right now. That sensation is not a coincidence, it is your spirit awakening and your heart remembering. A part of you always felt those eyes on you, heard whispers that weren't your own thoughts. Yet you remained silent. You chose grace. You took the higher road. And now, because you refuse to fight in the physical world, God will fight for you in the spiritual. You do not need to expose her, God will bring everything to light. You do not need to prove your truth, God will make it clear. You do not need to seek vengeance, God promises to repay with divine justice. Rest assured, your protection is complete. Your victory is ensured. Your spirit is unaffected and undefeated. Pause everything and listen, not with your ears, but with your spirit. This is not a random moment. These words aren't appearing by chance. Heaven has chosen this exact time to speak directly to you. What you're experiencing right now, chills down your spine, weight in your chest, a quickening in your spirit, is not anxiety. It is not fear. And it is not your imagination. This is confirmation. That unsettling tension you've been feeling around your house, that strange urge to close your blinds or remain silent when you walk past the window, that invisible pressure that wraps around you when you step outside, that is discernment. And now the Lord says, you were right to feel it. You were right to sense it. Because someone close by, someone who pretended to be harmless, has been watching you with never innocent eyes. But they had no idea who they were watching. They thought you were just another face, another life to observe. They failed to recognize that you are more than just a person, you are my anointed, my vessel, and my light in the dark. Things are about to change dramatically from here. You'll notice that the atmosphere starts to clear. Some connections may feel like they are fading. Let them. That is my hand, creating distance where there was once access. You might see her, yes, the one who was watching too closely, trying to be more polite, kind, and engaged than ever. Don't be fooled. That isn't kindness. That's camouflage. That is the false light intended to trick you into lowering your guard. But now, I say to you, stand firm. Strengthen your boundaries. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. You are being recalibrated for a new season, and part of that preparation entails removing every eye that has watched you without honor. She had seen enough. She won't see anymore. Her access is revoked. Her assignment is over. Her words have reached their limit. Every whisper she said, every question she asked behind your back, every ounce of envy she disguised as concern, I heard them all. And now I'll respond, not with vengeance, but with justice. Not in wrath, but in righteousness. Her surveillance season has come to an end, and the covering I am placing over your life will prevent any future attempts to infiltrate your atmosphere. I am sealing your home, just as I sealed my people's homes in Egypt, with divine fire at the thresholds rather than lamb's blood on the doorposts. This time, the threat is not locusts or death, but a spiritual invasion wrapped in smiles and small talk. But I will not allow it any longer. I'm removing her from your energy field. You will feel it, the lift, the release, and the peace. That sudden feeling of lightness. That's me clearing out the spiritual residue she left behind. You are entering a season of complete protection. And with each exposure comes elevation. When I strip away what is false, I create space for what is true. True blessings. True friendship. True alignment. It's coming. Have no fear. Don't react. Don't confront her. Obedience is your assignment. I'll handle the rest. She took your stillness for weakness. She assumed that your kindness meant she had access. But she forgot one powerful truth: you are backed by heaven. You are not simply walking through life with your own strength. No, you are a conduit for my light, a vessel for my glory, and a warrior wrapped in mercy. And now that the watchers have been identified, the path ahead is clearer. You are entering a season of clarity, blessing, and divine acceleration. Nothing can prevent what I am about to release in your life. Not envious. Not in whispers. Not secret eyes. Not planted agents posing as friends. And the one who stood at her window and watched your every move, the one who heard your name and tasted bitterness instead of blessing, the one who masked surveillance as neighborly concern, has taken off her mask. Her motivations are revealed. Her assignment has been terminated. Even if she dares to look your way again, she will be met with the blinding fire of my presence, which surrounds you every day and night. She cannot touch you. She can't mimic you. She is unable to follow you into the next season. What I am releasing to you cannot be copied. What I am doing in you cannot be reversed. Be careful, beloved. What I'm about to reveal isn't meant to instill fear, but to awaken your strength. Yes, you have been watched, but not by chance or without purpose. Archangel Michael has stood guard over your home, sword drawn, light blazing. He has encircled your home day and night, intercepting silent arrows, deflecting envious looks, and silencing murmurs concealed behind curtains and false concern. You were protected even when you were unaware that danger had arisen. You were covered long before the shadows moved. This message is not intended to alarm you, but rather to empower you, to open your eyes to what has happened around you and, more importantly, to what heaven has done on your behalf. The enemy made a critical mistake. He attempted to observe you, to track the life of someone who walks with me. But he didn't realize that I monitor everything. I don't just observe your surroundings, I inhabit them. I orchestrate your movements, and no strategy against you can outmaneuver me. They've tried to gather details to make sense of your survival. They see your joy return, your strength grow, your light expand, and they don't understand. They remember your struggle but don't understand your recovery. That is because they did not hear your midnight prayer. They did not see your tears, which you wiped away alone. They didn't feel the weight you were carrying while still choosing to praise me. They expected the storm to break you, but you stood strong. And now they wonder how you're still glowing in the aftermath. They couldn't believe your laughter because your life appeared to be devoid of happiness. But they don't realize that your joy was not bestowed by the world. Heaven placed it in you. Peace is something I planted deep within you, not something you perform. They tried to track your habits, predict your movements, and find flaws in your routine. They watched you come and go, hoping to find a flaw, an inconsistency, something they could twist and use against you. But there was nothing to find because you acted in my favor. And my favor causes confusion for those who attempt to control something they do not understand. They tried to read you like a book, but I turned each chapter into a mystery. I edited every line. They thought they could predict me, but I have already changed. What they thought they understood, I've already rewritten. You are not just covered, you are hidden in holy fire. Every time they thought they were getting close, they were only stepping into more confusion. Their eyes noticed your glow, but their hearts couldn't fathom the source. They whispered your name as if it were a secret spell, but they didn't realize every word spoken in judgment against you had already been silenced in heaven. Every tongue raised to curse has fallen under the weight of my justice. Every seed of gossip has withered before it can germinate. You must remain vigilant, not fearful, but discerning. Not reacting, but acutely aware. Stay close to me because I will continue to give you signs. Subtle ones. Quiet ones. When a smile doesn't feel right. That sudden pause when someone asks too many questions. That discomfort when someone lingers too long in your space, or when your name comes up too often in their mouth. Have a listen to that. That's me. That's my spirit prompting you to protect what is sacred. You don't need proof to believe the spiritual warnings I've placed within you. This isn't paranoia. This is holy discernment. It also serves as a protective barrier during times of exposure. I've seen it all. I've seen them adjust their blinds just enough to peek. I've seen them wait outside under the guise of running errands, hoping to catch a glimpse of you. I've heard their comments, their subtle attempts to turn others' hearts against you. I've taken note of every sideways glance, manipulative smile, and twisted conversation intended to undermine your favor. But I blocked it first. I disrupted their plans. I thwarted their intentions. Every trap intended for your feet has become a pit for their own. Every camera pointed at you is now recording something unexpected, your elevation. Hear it clearly, Archangel Michael declares that you are undergoing a profound spiritual upgrade. The surveillance you've sensed around you was not intended to harm you. Instead, it served a divine purpose, to prove, beyond doubt, that even under watchful eyes, your destiny cannot be derailed. Understand this well, every glance they cast your way, every moment they saw you, I transformed into a testimony to my unwavering favor. They thought they were gathering evidence to bring you down. Instead, they gathered evidence of how fiercely protected you are. Your life exemplifies my power. What they see on the surface is only a small part of the miracle taking place within you. What I am creating in your spirit is far beyond what the eye can see. You must avoid all temptations to retaliate or confront. This is not a physical battle, it is spiritual warfare. Continue to pray. Declare boldly that your home is a haven of tranquility and divine protection. Cover every window, doors, and corners with Jesus' blood. Speak aloud the scriptures that provide life and safety. Fill your space with worship and praise. No darkness can thrive in an environment saturated with my glory. Let the sound of your faith drown out any whispers of fear or suspicion. Know this, their spying is not merely curiosity, it is intimidation. The enemy is desperate, attempting to slow your progress with fear and doubt. However, you will not be shaken. You are entering a season of visible, undeniable favor that will astound even the most quiet observers. You don't have to worry about those who are watching. Focus on me, and I will silence every malicious voice and thwart every hidden plan. Your character and integrity are your strongest assets. No enemy weapon can penetrate this armor. What they have seen thus far is only a preview of the greatness I intend to reveal through you. I'm preparing a table of blessings for you in full view of those who once looked on with malice. This is not to shame or embarrass you, but to assert my sovereignty. I bless those I choose. I anoint whomever I choose. No amount of surveillance or schemes will deter the divine plan I have for your life. You will rise. You'll thrive. Your genuine joy will shine so brightly that those who questioned will be speechless. While they watched, I worked non-stop. While they whispered, I proclaimed. While they plotted, I performed miracles in secret. You have my glory wrapped around you like a shield. You're invincible. So, be alert but not afraid. Be wise, but keep your heart peaceful. I am your defender and protector. I see what is hidden, and I openly reward you for your loyalty. Remember, you are not just a target. You are envied because of the divine light you carry. This light is not of human origin, it is the radiance of my spirit that resides within you. No matter who watches, no darkness can extinguish this light. Lift your head high. Do not shrink back or be afraid of this awareness, instead, allow it to make you bold. You are watched because you have been anointed. The enemy fears the moment you fully realize your power, because then nothing can stop you. Today, I invite you to embrace that truth and walk proudly in your identity as my chosen one. You are under my protection, and you are stronger than you realize. In the coming days, pray with unwavering focus. If you have oil, bless your home and consecrate your territory. Say my promises aloud. Cover your name, family, and space with my word. I'm protecting you not only from what you see, but also from unseen threats such as whispered conversations, glances with hidden meaning, and intentions disguised as polite behavior. I see every detail and defend my children with a holy fire that no enemy can withstand. Your neighbor may have caught glimpses of your life, but I see your entire future. I know what lies ahead, and I will not allow any scheme to succeed against you. They can track your routines but not your destiny because it is hidden within me. Every time they try to predict your next move, I will redirect you. Each attempt to sabotage will only help you get higher. Every word spoken against you will be transformed into a blessing. That is my promise to my beloved. You are entering a season when your light will be unmistakable. Along with new watchers and critics, you'll discover new protectors, allies, and divine connections. Do not allow those watching to distract or discourage you. Keep your gaze fixed on me. Listen carefully to my voice. I will be your guide through every challenge and victory. Above all, remember that you are safe. Nothing can touch you. I am not just beside you, I live within you. I am the fire that surrounds your home. I'm the whisper that alerts you. I am the peace that passes all understanding. I am the reason you are able to survive trials that others cannot. And I am the reason you will continue to thrive, no matter who watches, talks, or plots. So continue praying. Stay focused. And rest assured, I am handling everything. You won't be broken. You won't be humiliated. You won't be defeated. You will rise confidently, known not by their rumors but by my unshakable reputation for faithfulness, protection, and victory.